Shalawam. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rekakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and who rule well. Peace and citations unto the qaraahyam that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Tazadaq Sayan, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai with another lesson, with another prayer, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. Gone. So what do you see in front of you here? This is 2 Timothy 2, verse 22. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on Yahweh out of a pure heart. Gone. So today I want to go into this prayer, which is 2 Timothy 2 and 22, speaking about youthful lusts. Because, yeah, man, the scripture says, don't regret the days of your youth, the years of your youth, because, let me see, bear with me for a second. Was it envy? God, this is 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 4. Verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhort, to doctrine. So the point is, let no man despise thy youth, because through you converting to coming back to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that is what people have to see, that you are a man of the Lord. You didn't walk in this way before you hear the word. As soon as you hear the word, you started to run. You started to, change. You started to leave off the old man. So that's the evidence for people that, hey, what's happening to him? Something, this truth is really reaching him. This truth is really changing him, So that's why you are an example to believers in word, in conversation. You see, now we speak in holy conversation. Our conversation is in heaven, because we're not strikers. We're not starters of fights. We don't provoke people unless we are provoked. We speak with wisdom. We walk with wisdom. Tazadaq. So our conversation is holy. It's in the heavens. We talk about scriptures more than that we talk about carnal things. In charity, meaning well-doing, in spirit, in faith, because faith is the most important thing. In purity of heart. God. So the scripture says, don't despise thy youth. But also it says, flee also from youthful lusts, because some men, they still are clinging on to certain lusts that they have, or that they had when they were young, that they developed when they were young. Because this came into my mind when I was thinking about this lesson before I made it, because we are the poor, and when we are growing up, we don't have certain things that our hearts desired. When you were 14, 15, 17, you wanted to have cars, maybe. You wanted to have certain games, and now you want to have certain women, certain females. And now that you are a man and you can work for your money, you have money in your pocket, then you still want to fulfill the lust that you had when you were a little boy, or when you were a juvenile or adolescent. You know, you still want that game, you know, that Mortal Kombat game or that Tekken game, the one that you always wanted to have since you were little, or that certain car that you always wanted to buy, you know, that first car that made you fall in love with cars, you know, the Ford Mustang or the Cadillac, you know, or you started to develop a lust for a certain type of figure of women, you know, so you want that. Now you're a man, now you're an older man, you know, but you still have those youthful lusts. So that's why I made this prayer, I translated this prayer, so that you can flee those lusts, because those are lusts of the flesh. You know, because it's normal to have these things, because we didn't grow up with it. We are the poor of that the Bible speaks of. You know, we are the poor Israelites. And then when you have a certain lust for something and you don't get it, you don't get it. But then when you have the occasion to get it, you still cling on to that thought that you had back then. Let's go into that word youthful. But that period has already passed, actually. You know, that time period. This is that word youthful.
Strong's G 3512. Neoterikas. Neoterikas.
𤐁𐤋𤄎. And the outline of biblical usage says, peculiar to an age of youth, youthful, younger, youthful, an attendant, servant, inferior in rank. But this is it. The outline of biblical usage says peculiar to an age. And if you go into that word peculiar, it means strange or bizarre or odd, funny, curious. You know, it's odd for that age, for you as a full-grown man to still have youthful lusts, because those lusts were of us when you had a certain age, you know. But now that you are a man, then you can't have those lusts anymore. You have to flee from those lusts, those youthful lusts. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we are supposed to stick to one wife or whatnot. But the thing is, if you go after a body, then, you know, it's a lust. Even the book of Sirach speaks about that, you know. Don't fall in love with a woman that is a singer, or don't fall in love with the beauty of a woman, you know. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking, because that is lust, that is pure lust. Or actually, I am talking about that, Salakia. But if you see a decent woman, a woman that is soft-spoken, that is, you know, covered up and, you know, tries to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and she's down with being an extra wife, or trying to, you know, join onto you, to join onto the Most High, that's something totally different. That's not speaking about a youthful lust, you see. But I'm purely talking about the youthful lust for the body, for the flesh, for the beauty of a woman, for the love of cars, for the love of certain toys and games and certain things that you developed when you were a young boy. Because it also says juvenile. From the comparative of G 3501, appertaining to younger person, juvenile. Juvenile means young, teenage, adolescent, you see? Junior, underage, pubescent. So that's it. That's what it is, adolescent, because you are started to develop certain lusts, certain way of thinking when you're an adolescent, and that's gonna change you into the man that you're gonna be, into the things that you will desire, and it gives you, let me see, it's gonna lay a foundation for how you're gonna be the rest of your life. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the adolescent, youthful, fleshly lusts. Let's go into a precept. This is 1 Peter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul. You see? So with this scripture, it's telling you that you should abstain from fleshly lusts, those youthful lusts, because those are lust of the flesh that you had when you were adolescent. You know, lust of the eyes that you wanted certain things. Because the lust which warred against the soul, or was it Galatians 5 and 16? We go to that. Galatians 5 and 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Don't give in to the flesh all the time. You know, because it's a thing of balance. But this is speaking about a lust that you developed when you were young. You know, sometimes it's just time to let go, man, and just become a man, and don't focus on a certain body type that you have, that you are obsessed with. Just leave it go, man. Don't obsess about that nice car that you always wanted. Just get a car that gets you from A to B. Don't obsess about certain games and certain entertainment things that you always wanted to have. Just be wise and use your money right. You know, provide for your family and be how do you call it? Content with what you got and what you need. Come on, this is Psalms 119, verse 9. Bet, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way, by taking heed thereby according to thy word. Come on, so let me read again. Psalms 119, verse 9. Bet, wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? Gone. Because a young man, the adolescent man, you know, he's all in his flesh. He's maybe not even sinning, you know. This scripture doesn't talk about that he's sinning, but still he's more busy with his flesh than with his spirit. You see? And that we are walking testimonies of that. You know, because we were in this world, we didn't have the truth, so we were more indulged in our lust than we are right now. And how did he cleanse us? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. So when we started to know the law, statutes, and commandments, and started to know what is good and evil unto us, we started to separate ourselves from what is evil for us. This Ecclesiastes 11 and 9 and 10. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things Yahweh will bring thee into judgment. You see? So he's saying that rejoice in your youth, in the strength that you have, and all the things that the lust of your heart and the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things Yahweh will bring thee into judgment. So he was basically warning him, don't go too far with these things that you're doing. You know? Don't go be sinning and doing sins unto death. You know? Verse 10. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. God, therefore remove sorrow from thy heart. Don't be sad when you hear this. And put away evil from thy flesh, meaning evil is bad times. You know, put things that are bad for you, for your flesh, to a side. Put away that. You know, basically put away the old man. For childhood and youth are vanity, and vanity is emptiness. So childhood and youth, basically, you are just being groomed. You are just being fed until you are until you are a man. You know, you're a child, and then you're an adolescent, and then you become a man, and that's when life really starts. Good. So without further ado, I'm gonna go into the prayer. Let me read the scripture again. This is 2 Timothy 2, verse 22. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. So this is the 𝐤𐐿𐐄𐤁🐄, which is the holy tongue. Barach-laka Mathaahwath naiwaryam wa radap Tazadaq wa ahmawanah wa ahhabah wa shalawam Ima-kal qaraahyam Ahla-ahdanaya ba lap tahawar. And this is what I added on to make it pursuing to me, because if you read this scripture, it looks like, you're just talking to the air, but with this in front, then you say, oh, let me flee from youthful lust. So let me read again. Ahmalatah, Barach-laka Mathaahwath naiwaryam wa radap Tazadaq wa ahmawanah wa ahhabah wa shalawam Ima-kal qaraahyam Ahla-ahdanaya ba lap tahawar. So Ahmalatah means, oh, let me. Barach is flee, laka is from, Mathaahwath is desires, ha is the, naiwaryam is youths, yam in the end makes it plural, wa is and, radap is pursue, Tazadaq is righteousness, wa and, ahmawanah is faith, wa is and, ahhabah is charity, wa is and, shalawam is peace, because that's what we say when we meet the brothers. When you salute somebody, you say shalawam, meaning peace be unto you. Im is with, kal is all, ha is the, qaraahyam is readers, Allah is power, ahdanaya my Lord, ba is in, lap is heart, tahawar is pure. Gone. So this is a prayer that I put together for you brothers and your sisters that are kind of struggling with youthful lust. Or this is just a good prayer to, put off that old man, put off that old woman, and then you just walk in righteousness, in faith, in charity, in peace with them that call on 𝐤𝐻𝐻. You see? So Lord willing, this video is edifying, and I want to say kal halal yamla 𝐤𝐻𝐻 𝐻𝐿 𝐻𝐻 𝐻𝐻 shalawam.